Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to continue our study on the use of quant mode for financial analytics. So far, we have learned of the power of the package quant mode to access data from Yahoo Finance, from Fred, from Wanda, and from other sources. Now, what we have learned is we can use the get symbols function to download any stock that's available listed in either NASDAQ or NYSE. Okay. And then when we use get symbols and then identify the ticker symbol, we're able to get the stock prices, open, high, low, close, the volume, and the adjusted prices, uh, given a period which for downloading this year, it will start at January 3, 2007, and it will end at the previous, at the last trading day. You can also get prices using a string, using several assets immediately. Okay, so for example, here, get symbols, and then we're concatenating Ford, Intel, Toyota, SPY, and Standard & Poor's. You can use this. Okay, I have deleted all the objects here. Okay, and let me check first if my quant mode is loaded. Yeah, that's a good practice always. So TTR is loaded, but that doesn't necessarily mean that quant mode is loaded. Quant mode. Okay, so quant mode also is loaded. Okay, so check first in your case if if that package is loaded. Okay, and please chat. Please give your response. Chat, please, if that's okay. If you have loaded it, please. Okay, thank you. Right now that it's loaded, we can now make use of the functionalities of quant mode. So last time what we did was to get symbols, okay, from a list, so which means that we can get at the same time, all at once, several assets based on a certain list. So here we're creating a vector. Let me run this first, and I'm going to see here under values. See here values, right? So it's a vector, character vector, and then get symbols of stock list. And you can now see here, they under data, you'll have Ford, GSPC, which is Standard and Poor's, Intel, SPY, and Toyota Motors, right there. So they all start at 2007, indicating that they must have been listed in that stock in the stock exchange prior to, at least on this day or prior to this one. Okay. All right. So we said also that we can, let's go down here. Okay, here is direct naming of the assets. Here we created a vector first. Okay, but it will give us the same results. Okay. Now also we learned that I don't think so, not yet. So let me share this okay, these notes with you. Will you make copy of that if you want? Okay. Now notice that when we use get symbols, automatically the name of the object that's created is the name of the symbol, the ticker symbol there. It's possible now, if it's possible to download data from Yahoo Finance using Quantmod, using another name. So if you take a look at this, get symbols, okay, spy, comma. Now let's first try this one. Okay, let me Copy this. Control C. Okay, I'd like you to run this class. We use get symbol spy, and then we create an object with the name spy. What will happen? I'd like you to chat, please, and tell me what happened. What happens to this code? This one, spy, and the alt minus get symbols spy. Waiting for your response, class. You run this, what happens? Okay, thank you, Carl. Where is spy now? What's spy? And what happened to this small SPY? So what you wrote, Carl, is the big SPY. So what type of data is the big SPY, and what type of data is spy? I'm interested to know what happened to this small letter SPY. David? Okay, maybe may I request you to share your screen?
Are you talking to me, sir?
Yes, yes, David.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Where I want you to share your answer to the class. Okay, so take a look at what David did. So exactly what I asked him, what I asked the class to do, he did. No? He created this object, small SPY, and then get symbols and then spy. Now, the intent of this code is that I want to create an XTS object with the name small SPY. Yeah, that's why I created this object, and it's supposed to get symbols for spy. However, notice that the result is capital SPY is the object, and you can see in the data, in the data environment, it's capital SPY. But there's an object called small SPY, and it's under the values. So it means it's a character. It's a character, one character value, a spy. And that's not what I want. Okay, thank you. Thank you, David. So let me share screen again. That's not what I wanted, class. What I want is for R to create an object called spy, okay, and not the capital SPY. Okay, so we know what happens if we do this. Okay, because why did that happen? Because there's a default here. The default is just like this, auto.assign is equal to true. So this is the default. Okay. Now, since I didn't include this code, okay, it still defaults into an auto.assign is equal to true, which means that R will create this object, capital SPY, and that will now represent the extensible time series for spy. Okay. So I was not able to do what I wanted to do, because what I wanted to do was to create this object spy, which is an XTS object. So to do that, we should use this spy, then small SPY, and then get symbols for the big SPY, and then you have to write auto.assign is equal to false. Okay, so as you can see, class, in the above, it's auto.assign is equal to true. That's the default. Okay, to go against the default, we use this auto.assign is equal to false. So what will happen is that R will not use capital SPY as a name for the object that we're downloading. It will use, on the other hand, this small SPY. So if I run this, Control Enter, run it, and now you can see that there's now this small SPY here, and it's an XTS object. Okay, it's an XTS object. Okay, are you able to follow, class? Kindly chat, please. Kindly comment if it's clear. Is that clear? If you want to, okay, thank you. If you want to create an object that's downloaded, let's say stock data, okay, and you want to use another name, not the default name, not the uh, ticker name. Okay, you have to indicate here auto.assign is equal to false and give it the name that you want. Okay, good. Thank you so much for your feedback. Now we know that SPY, small SPY is also an XTS object there. Okay, so I will not run that anymore. Okay, you know that to see the structure of the data, you have to use structure str. Okay, so let's now go to, how about this one, class? So this one is just another example. You can do that also, J and J, get symbols J and J, using this function, and environmental is equal to null. So instead of using auto.assign is equal to false, you can make use of environment is equal to null. So kindly do that, class. Kindly use that code, okay, and then load the Johnson and Johnson's data. Give it a name, J and J, if you wish, and then indicate their environment is equal to null, and see if what's the name of the object that's created. So I'm going to wait for your feedback, please. Okay, waiting for your feedback, class, about using n is equal to null. What object was created? Is it capital J and J? I mean to say as a data, or is it small j and j? Okay, let's see. Okay, very good. The small j and j, okay? So that was the XTS object that was created. Okay. So take note, auto.assign is equal to false and environmental is equal to null. Environment is equal to null. It will give us the same result. Okay. It will name the object that's based on the ticker symbol here. Will be named accordingly to how we decide to be named. All right. So now this is what I was asking you to do, to download and register yourself. So just to show you, okay. Okay. So let me share these notes with you. Right. So if you recall, class, uh, I didn't put here the API. Okay. If you recall, we can get data directly from Fred. So this is the unemployment rate, which we did last time. So we're creating an object to refer to unemployment rate. I'm going to run this. And then use the get symbols function. What are we going to download? The series name, which is the unemployment rate, okay? And then source is equal to Yahoo. I'm going to run this. And here we have the unrate object, unemployment rate. It's an XCS object. We have done this in the past, okay? Okay, and this is the unemployment rate from 1948 up to 2024, what month? Okay, April 1. So it's updated, okay? It's updated. Okay, we can also create a Quandle object. So like this one. I'm going to name this object Quandle code. If I run this, and then create an object called unemployment rate using Quandel, the Quandel function. Okay, what will happen here? Okay, says here error in Quandel, could not find the function Quandel. Okay, okay. So we have to load also the Quandel wrapper function, the wrapper package. This one we have, I think we have installed this before, Quandel. And then run this back here. Okay. So Quandel code, we have that already. Let me repeat that. Okay. And then this one. Okay. So you can see here unemployment rate. Okay. And if I view that, date, and then unemployment rate. And you notice that the range of the value, okay, 2022, it's only until 2022, January 1. This Quandel gives us limited, but it started from 1948. Okay, and this is monthly data. Okay. 1, 2, 3, this is monthly data. Okay, let me pause for a while. I think I'm going too fast. Okay, and allow you to copy. Sorry about that. Thank you. When you're done, class, when you're done doing this, kindly uh, chat, please, and try to compare the difference between the one that we got through get symbols. This is also unemployment rate. And the one that we got using Quandel, okay, but also through Fred. You can see here Fred slash unemployment rate, unrate. Okay, but we're using this Quandel function in order to download this data, this Quandel code, which is this one. Okay, waiting for your confirmation if you were able to run this. Okay, I got one feedback only. Okay, thank you, Carl. So waiting for the others. Okay, so my comment dito. James, kindly share your comment to everyone, please. James. Hello, James.
Yes, sir.
Kindly share your question, please. We will request everyone to help with the issue. Okay, share na lang yung question mo, please. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing, James, and then may I request you to show your screen. I want everybody to please chip in and let's help James with his challenge now as far as the use of the code chunk is concerned. Okay. So na James yung ginagawa mo?
Control Alt I po.
Okay. Anyone like to comment on this, class? Were you there last Tuesday, James?
Yes po, but I did not bring a laptop po.
Okay, sige. Anyone please help James? Ano yung ano dito? Ano yung problem dito? Command option. Mac ba ginagamit mo, James?
Windows po.
Windows. Paano pag Windows daw, class? Please chat your answer, please. Control Alt I. Sige nga, James.
I'm trying na po kanina pa, hindi pa din po gumagana.
Okay, so that's not the solution. What's the solution, class? Come on, you can answer that, class. You should know the answer to that. Take a look at the environment of James. Okay, may sumagot? Chat? Hindi, yung kanina po yan. So, the answer, yung Control Alt I did not work. Why? Anyone would like to comment on this? Class, compare nyo, please. Compare your what you're working on with what James is working on now. Yes, thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. So apparently, ang ginawa ni James, hindi siya nag-open ng R Markdown. This is not an RMD file. You can see. Wala yung mga, wala yung YAML. Okay? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sophia. So James, that's the suggestion of the class, no? So go to that upper left, that object there where you can open sa ilalim ng file. Diyan ka mag-open. Sa ilalim yan. Okay, click that. Diba dapat R Markdown? R script lang kasi binuksan mo.
Downloading po, thanks.
Okay, ano din na-download na? Okay, yan. Okay, sige. You can give it your, yan. Yan na. I-delete mo na lang yung mga ano, yung mga, i-delete mo, para hindi ka malito, James. Go up, please. Go up. Ano, tinanggal mo. Go up. Yung R Markdown dyan, yung row 11, yan. Pababa, i-highlight mo, i-delete mo yan. Kasi hindi mo natin kakailanganin yan. Sige pa, yan. Delete mo siya. Okay. Yan, sige. Naka-load na ba si Quantmod mo? Check mo sa ano? Hindi pa naka-load. So dapat naka-load din yan. Okay, good. Alright, sige. Mag-ano ka na? Ano ginagawa mo kanina? Yung J and J ba? Sige, baba ka muna ulit. Go to, sige, copy mo yan.
Ito po. Di ba?
Sige, copy mo yan. Sige. Okay, so i-run mo yan. Sige. Run mo yung code chunk mo yan. So meron na, di ba? J and J sa baba, no? Okay, James?
Thank you po.
Sige,
Okay na.
ano ulit? Punta ka sa row 16. Control Alt I ka ngayon. Ayan, meron na, no? So the code chunk
Yeah.
will only work if you're in an R Markdown file, okay? All right, thank you, James. Thank you. So these basic questions are very important, no? And please don't forget that. Okay, sige, let's continue. Okay, so saan na tayo? Okay, for the benefit of okay, i-share ko to at least itong code na to for those of you who were not able to get this. Yan. Okay, you can copy that, James, para matry mo, no? Okay. So dito class, notice that we did not use get symbols here. We used Quandel. So pwede rin tayong gumamit ng Quandel para mag-load ng data. But take note, there's a difference between the Quandel output, dito an employee rate, at saka yung get symbols output. What's the difference, class? Tingnan nyo dito sa environment natin. Ano difference ni unemployment rate at saka yung unrate? Anyone, please? What's the difference? One way to find out, class, is get the structure of unemp rate. Kunin yung structure niya. What type of object of data is unemployed rate? So waiting for your response, class. Kasi we know the unrate is an XTS object. We have seen what that is, no? This one. It's an XTS object. How about this unemployed rate? Nakalagay lang dito 889 observations of 2 variables. So what's that, class? What type of what's the structure of that data? Class, paki-run yung structure, STR. So pag may mga ganyang questions, automatic na dapat yung class alam nyo na yung gagawin. Okay, so what do we have here? Are you getting a data frame, Carl?
Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. So class, no? The difference between the data that we loaded from Quandel and from Quantmod via the get symbols function is that the get symbols, in particular, XTS object n, okay, which we said is a very good type of data if we're working with time series. Kasi unemployed naman, ano siya, yung data frame. And you can see ito pala, inano ko na yan, no? You can see now, yung date niya nasa ano, it's a column, no? Here. Unlike yung date natin dun kay unrate, it's here, it's an index. Dito ang index ni data frame, ni unemployed rate, is yung 1, 2, 3, no? Yung counting number natin. Okay? So let me pause for a while, class. Kamusta naman? Naintindihan ba? Paki-confirm nga kung okay so far, or am I going too fast, or okay naman yung discussion natin so far. Waiting for your feedback, class. Please, again, please don't be ashamed to ask questions. Okay, if you're not able to follow, cope with this pace, please ask me, ano? Ano kayo, mag-raise kayo ng hand. Okay, so good. Thank you so much. All right, so okay, I'll skip that. Yung Quandel lang naman of Fred GDP. Okay. Okay. All right. So in the interest of time, I'll just first, okay, I'll just provide this, this one. Okay. Oh, shit. Oops. This is the problem with Zoom. No? Ayaw niya na masyadong mahaba. Okay, so let me just share with you. Saan ba? From here. Okay, hanggang dito muna. Let's see. Let me put copy it in by chunk. Kasi ayaw ni Zoom ng ano eh. Okay. So, yeah, I think this will do. Okay. All right. We already had an example of using Quandel to generate data. Okay. Actually, you can also, you might think, ay, mas maganda si get symbols is okay because it's XCS. Okay, that might be true. However, you can also download the data as an XTS from using Quandl. So I gave you this code. Okay. Okay, try nyo nga to, please. Try this code, class. We're creating this object, GDP XTS. We're using Quandl. And take a look at this, how it is, how the ticker symbol is formatted. Identify first Fred and then /GDP. Okay, and then type is equal to XTS. So you can also use Quandl to download data, and that data can be an XTS object. The default is a data frame. However, when you specify that you want an XTS object, then it can be done. So kindly run this, please. Kindly run this, and then please tell me what type of data GDP XTS is. Okay, feedback, please. Waiting for your feedback. What type of object is GDP underscore GXTS using Quandl? XTS, thank you, Carl. Okay, Mason, thank you. Okay, sorry, I didn't catch the others. Okay, thank you, good. Okay, so good. So it's possible to use Quandl also to download, instead of just a simple data frame, to download it as an XS object or a zoo object. XS and zoo are quite similar. Okay, but if you don't write the type class, then it will default to an a data frame. Okay, so let me comment this out just to show you. Okay, so I'm creating this object GDP XTS, even if I named it as XTS. Okay, Control Enter. Okay, I think may kulang, sorry. Yeah, yeah. I forgot this class. So you have to write the source. This one, I forgot the source. This I using a while ago. This one. I was running this one. Source is equal to, right. Okay, if I run this, okay, what do I now have? GDP XTS here, GDP XTS. Okay, so it's also a data frame. 300 observations of 2 variables. Okay, if I check the source, the structure, it will be a data frame. Okay. However, if I put this back, okay, source is equal to Fred, type is equal to XTS. If I run this, then it will overwrite the GDP XTS data frame a while ago, and it's now an XTS object. Okay. All right, so let's continue here. Okay. Let's take a look at other, okay, this is not supposed to be here. We'll discuss this later. Not yet. Later, in a while when we go to the charts. Okay, let's download Goldman Sachs. This is another. It's an asset listed in the. It's stock listed in the. I'm not sure if it's NASDAQ or NYSE. So let's run this. Okay, get symbols, GS. Now we can answer some questions here. Take a look at this code. Okay, once again, class, in the interest of time, Control C, just for us to be able to catch up with the other sections. Okay. Be sure to understand what's happening here. Get symbols, GS. We haven't run this. There's no GS object below. So I'm going to run this, Control Enter. And there we have now a GS object here. And it's an XS object here. All right. Then we can ask the question, what type of data is this? Is this an OHLC data? You know that OHLC means open, high, low, close. Okay. So if I run this, then it tells us that indeed true, GS is an OHLC object. Does it have a volume? And then we know that this is true also. True. Okay, and here in this line of code, I'm subsetting, I'm accessing the opening price of GS. And then I'm creating here an object called OpenGS. Okay, I know that this is an object because of the assignment operator here. Okay. So we're creating this object OpenGS, and it consists of the opening price of GS. Okay, if we run this, and we can now see here OpenGS. This one, it's an XS object also. And if we print that here, you can see that it's now the opening, only the opening prices of GS. Okay, the same thing with adjusted AD. AD will give us the adjusted price of GS, and we can name it any way you want. Okay, all right. So may I pause for a while, and please ask for your inputs, for your confirmation if these are clear to you. Is this okay now, class? Is this okay, at least this particular codes? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, appreciate the feedback. All right, now this one, series high, gives us the date or the when the highest price of GS occurred. Okay, so let's take this series high GS, and you can see here that the highest price 2024 was on a few days ago, May 20, where the highest ballooned to 47.48. Okay, because if we compare this with starting date, where's my GS? Okay, access it here, head, GS. Okay, you can see that at the beginning, January 3, sorry, I got confused. I was thinking of Golden State. Okay, all right. Goldman Sachs was 203.32. Okay, mamaya na NBA, no? Golden State. Okay, so where am I? So, fortunately, gumagalaw tong ano. All right, so this one, okay. So on 2024, 520, the GS high was 4721.48. No? Whereas when starting 2007, January 3, it was only 203.32. So you can see here that there was around a parang mga 230% increase, no, in the value of Goldman Sachs. All right, we can also get the series low. So the lowest is 47.41. That's the lowest. And that was on, no, 2008 during the financial crisis, November 21, the lowest. Okay, so okay, maybe there's a question here. Okay, good, thank you. So again, these notes I'm going to share with you. Okay, and up to this one. Maybe up to this one, let's see. To save on time class. I hope this can be copied. I'm doing this now, only now because we're trying to catch up with the other sections. So one way to do it is to share the codes already, and then let's just take a look at it from here. Otherwise, if ordinary circumstances, I would not have given the code to you because I want you to write them on your own. Okay, so what's this class? Open, close, GS. So this function will just get the percentage change. Okay, percentage change of Goldman Sachs. Okay, ng closing divided by opening. Okay, so you get the closing prices of a particular day, and then you get the opening price, and then you get the percentage change. So that's closing divided by opening minus 1. So if you run this, take a look at this one. All right, January 1, 03, it's 0.00598, which means it increased. Between closing and opening, the price went up because it's positive here. So let me just print Goldman Sachs so that we can GS here. Okay, so percentage change. So we get the closing and then divide by the opening. So where's the closing? This is the closing. Control C, Control V, divided by the opening. Opening is this one. And we are sure that this is positive because the numerator is positive. I mean, the numerator is greater than the denominator. And then subtract 1 from it to get the percentage change. Control Enter. It's 0.00598. In the answer here, it's 0.0059818. So there's not exactly the same figure because of rounding off. Okay, so this one, it's opening, which means that opening of today divided by opening of tomorrow, of yesterday, minus 1, because we're getting the percentage change. This one is just highest and close and close. So it's the close of one day divided by the highest of one day. Okay, so those are basic functions. Okay, any questions so far, class, about this? Open, close, open, open, high, close. Just gets the percentage change. Feedback, please, if you were able to get it, class. Okay, thank you. All right. Now we move on to this one. This is on the topic of subsetting. When you say subset, you get a portion of the data from a big data, from a data. Okay, so for example, here, GS Goldman Sachs 2007, it's actually your subsetting only 2007. Remember, Goldman Sachs is from 2007 up to May 2024. Okay, so if you want just 2007, you can do this, GS and then brackets. But make sure that the date is under single or double quotes, doesn't matter. Okay, and here we're giving it a name, GS 2007. So if I run this, it will create an object called GS2007, which contains only 2007 values of Goldman Sachs. Okay, can you please confirm, class? Run this, and then tell me what's inside, what are the contents of GS2007? This one. What are we getting? Did I see some answers a while ago? Robert, is that your answer to my question? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sophia. All right. Robert, I think that was your answer, right? My question. Am I correct? 2000 data only. Yeah, thank you, Sophia. Please share your answer to everyone. Thank you, Sophia. All right, how about the others, please? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Clyde. Just a few more seconds. Just want to at least know that at least some of you were able to generate an object called GS2007. It's an XS object, and it only contains the years, the year 2007. Okay, good. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so of course, here you can create an object again, 2008. Here you can just subset. Here I'm subsetting December, January 2008. If I run this, Control Enter, it will print out here and even here, there. It printed out only 2008. Okay, 2008 here up to January 31. Okay, only 2008. So how do you get that? Okay, the one that I discussed a while ago, subset it. Right? Okay, and then here you can create also, you can subset non-contiguous elements. When you say non-contiguous, it's not chronological. That's not your, when I say non-contiguous, it can be from other periods. Let's say this one, January of 2020, February of 2020, and December of 2020. So these are non-contiguous. Okay, if we run this, I'm creating an object called non-contiguous, and then if I subset that, okay, it will now print all data 2020, January, February, and also 2020. Let me just delete the output. Okay, so far class, kamusta? Are you following along, class? Comment, please. I hope the comments can be a bit faster, class. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. Good. Okay, I'm tempted again to share this in the interest of time. Okay, so let me just share this. Okay, so what does this do? Well, for one, yung last at saka first, that's easily interpretable. Last is the last. If we say last GS, it's a tantamount to saying tail of GS 1. So the last. Okay, so if we run this, let me just run GS8, which means the last 8. Okay, so the last 8 there. So yesterday until 5 May 14. So those are the last 8. Okay, and it will give you open, high, low, close, adjusted, and the volume, and then adjusted. Okay, so how about this? GS minus 3 weeks. It will give us everything except the last 3 weeks. Ganon din dito, last GS 3 months, it means the last 3 months. And then how about this? You have the last and the first. What happens first is that it will run first the one inside. So first 2 weeks. Then after getting the first 2 weeks, you get the last 3 days of the first 2 weeks. Okay, so that's what we mean by that. Okay, so I'll leave you class to look at that. Okay, now we go to periodicity. Once again, I'm going to share this code with you. Okay, actually we're fast catching up. Okay, so what does periodicity tell us? Periodicity describes the frequency of our data. So control, enter. Okay, so the answer to periodicity is this one. So it tells us that it's a daily periodicity, daily data from 2007 to 2024. Okay, we can also the good thing about the working with Quantmod is that it's easy now to extract. So what we have been doing so far is to subset. We've been extracting uh, different objects under GS. Not only that, you can also extract weekly or monthly or yearly. Okay. Did I share this with you? Yeah, I shared it with you. Okay, so let's suppose we would like to create an object consisting of weekly prices. So I'm creating this object, Goldman Sachs weekly, GS weekly, and then the function is to.weekly GS. So let's try to see this. Let's run this. Okay, and you can now see this XCS object. So 1/5, 1/12, 1/19, so interval of 7 days. Okay. So apparently it got the Friday, okay, because January 5, 2007 is a Friday. So yung last day of the week ang kinuha niya, weekly. And how about this class? GS monthly to monthly. What will that give us, class? What will be the starting date and what will be the ending date? Kindly chat, please, in the chat box. If we're converting it into a weekly data, I mean monthly data, using the to.monthly. May I have your feedback, class? Answer? Okay. Yeah, it's by month, right? January 2007. Okay, but January makes sense. Thank you. Please share your answer to everyone. Okay. Now, 2007 is 1 month, right? But you only have one date there. Question, what date is being represented here? Is it January 1? What date is represented by January of 2007? Which specific day? Is it January 5? Okay, let's check. Okay, I'm going to create this object. GS monthly. This is my GS monthly. Okay, now it says here, it's not January 5, it's not January 12, because that is weekly. Here it just says January 7, January 2007. So it does not include the day. However, we can take a look let's say, GS open 200.6. So if I take a look at GS open 200.6, okay, so wait, sorry, it's monthly 200.6, and let's take a look at the closing 212.16. Okay, let's check. $200.6, 212.16. All right. So what day was represented here? January what? Okay. Is it January 31? Let's take a look again at GS Weekly. Yeah, January. Technically, it's not January 1, but rather January. What's the first trading day? Let's take a look at the, we should look at the daily, this one. So the first trading day is January 3, and the opening is 200.6. So for our monthly, January of 2007, 200.6, 161.94586. Where's our GS? Okay. Now take a look at this. The adjusted price is 152 for January 3. Here, the adjusted price is 161. Okay, 161. So how is this represented, class? How about the closing? 212.6. This one, sorry. Closing January 3, 200.72. So is this 200, is this is your monthly. January 3, sorry. Monthly is, iba yung close, 212.16. Okay, so there's some bit of a confusion here. $161.94 yung January niya dito, but in the monthly, in the GS, it's 152. Okay, so how? Okay, Clyde, share your answer, no? Na-share mo na ba? Okay. Yeah, I think the closing is based on the 31st. You're correct, no? So if you observe these values here, for the GS monthly, okay, so you'd like to ask, ano yung basis ng opening, closing? Will it be on the same dates, no? Hindi. Hindi, class. So the opening and closing was already answered. So maybe you'd like to explore, no? Yung adjusted, saan kaya based yan? Yung volume, saan kaya based? But as far as the opening, so this for the first trading day and the closing for the last trading day. Consistent naman dun sa meaning, opening at saka closing. All right? So also, ganun din pag yearly, class, no? If you'd like to experiment, what if it's yearly naman, no? Ano kaya yung magiging open, high, low, close yan? Okay, will it be January 1 and the closing will be December 31 for that year? Okay, so I'd like you to experiment on that, no? To try to discover for yourself ano yung dates na ginamit sa weekly, monthly, at saka yearly. Okay, then how about this? End days, there are 4,375 days, 908 weeks, and then 18 years between your January 1 up to May 5, no? May 2023. Okay? All right. So I leave you, class, to look at this and try to explore it on your own, okay? I did not discuss that with the other class. I asked them to take a look at that. Okay, then we have this one. And it's just a function of either adding or getting the mean, okay? So here, apply that weekly to the volume of apple, get the sum, and create this object, apple week volume. So if you run this, what will you get? You'll generate this object, okay? I don't have apple here, so let me just run get symbols, AAPL, okay, run. Okay, I now have my apple, and this will now work. Run this. Okay, so what do you see here, class? Okay, so we would want to take the volume, and this volume is the app sum. Okay, here you're summing that up weekly volume. You can do that also for monthly, okay, quarterly also, and also yearly. Okay, so same thing. Okay, so this one, let me share this with you. Okay, pause for a while, class. Are we clear so far? Kindly chat, please, if you're able to follow the discussion. Is there anything you would want to discuss for me to explain more? If not, if it's okay, kindly please chat yes. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Now we go to a very important topic also, which is charting. It's important, especially for time series, that we appreciate or that we understand how the data is behaving. So let me also chat this. Okay. Maybe this will not. Okay, good. Okay, so these are just some information about your the chart function of bundle. I'll leave that to you, class, for your perusal. So let's try to do this first. So you have your Apple data. I hope you have your Apple data. So let's first plot Apple data. So I have my Apple data here. And then if I plot this using the plot function coming from base R, control enter, we get this not so good chart, not so good plot. And why does it behave this way? I think I discussed this with you last time. This one is a plot of your volume. How do I know? Apple has 6 variables, 6 elements, 6 columns. And the rest are prices, open, high, low, close, and then adjusted. Now, if we are going to compare that with the scale of volume, then the prices are nothing because the volume can take billions. So if you're plotting the same on the same x-axis, you will not be able to see the small items, open, high, low, close, and then adjusted. What you can see about it is just a small line like this, that black one, okay? It can't even go up a bit because the volume will just dominate the price. Okay, but one good thing is that Quantmod can improve on that. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's use chart series Apple. And what do you have? What's the difference between using the chart series and the plot series? Comments, please. What do you think, class? Any comment, please, Gus? What's the difference between using the plot function, which we did a while ago, and this one, the chart series function? Anyone, please? Comment? Okay, this one comment. It's more detailed. Okay, thank you, David. Okay, so let's speak about the details. You notice that the volume for the chart series is separated. Hence, you can get a good plot of the data set of the prices because the volume data has been separated from the price data set. Okay. In fact, if we subset it, so let's plot it, class, plot Apple, but this time let's just plot December of 2023. And then you can see here, what type of plot is this? Anyone? What type of plot is this? So what, class? Okay, it's a candlestick. Thank you, James. Did you learn about candlesticks in your other subjects? Kindly chat yes or no, please. I just want to know if you learned candlestick in any subject, either in Capmark or I don't know, Investna, if you have Investna. No. Okay, no. All right. Okay, so thank you for the feedback. I thought you have met this in your capital markets. Okay, but a candlestick looks like this. So notice there are 4 parts there. 4 parts plus the color, making it a just like a 5-dimensional object. The color and the 4 parts. So what are the 4 parts here? Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, here. I'll use a color light blue. So you can see, for example, this one. The 4 parts are, notice that it has 4 parts. Sorry for the drawing. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Obviously, class, this is the high. So in this trading day, the price of Apple reached this amount, and this is the low. Okay, now that leaves us with the open and close. This is LC. What we lack now is open and close. So the open and close will be determined by the color. Okay, that's why I said it's like a 5-dimensional object because you have the high and the low, open and the close, and then you have the color to give us some important information. So if it's colored red or orange like this, it means that the price dropped. So which means that the higher higher part here is your open, then the lower part here is your close. Okay, so this is your open, this is your close. So the close is lower than the open because this is colored red, which means there was a reduction. On the other hand, for this one, you can see this one, the opening is this one. The closing is this value. This is the highest, this is the lowest. Okay, so that's how you read into the candlestick. Okay, so this is a lot better than just an ordinary plot because it contains tons of information which we can analyze. All right, so, let's see. What have I shared with you, class? What code did I share? Up to there, up to the candlesticks. Okay, here. So I hope you did this also. I'm not going to share that with you. Now, how about this? Sorry. And let's see this one. Control C. Okay. We can do. Just this one first. We're done with that. So this is just some information about how charting is done in so the quant mode. Okay, just an explanation there. I'll not discuss that. Just read through it, class. It tells us how chart series plots the object, and then this one is the important thing: a sample code. Okay, so take a look at this, class. So in a while ago, we used chart series. We can specifically choose bar chart or candle chart or line chart. Okay, so here, take a look at this bar chart. Let's just run this. Apple subset November 2023. Theme is equal to white, and then take a look at this. Bar type is equal to OHLC. Okay, you can let's first do in HLC, high, low, close. Okay, and then let's plot this. Control Enter, and then you can see here how this is plotted as a bar chart. Okay, we actually have discussed this before, but just a way of review. This is a bar chart, class. Okay, this is a high, low, close. So we know the high is here. Okay, the low is here, and this is the closing. It does not have the open, class. So this is how a bar chart looks like if we plot the HLC. Looks like crosses. Looks like crosses. How do you know if how do you know, class, if there was a gain or loss? How do you know? In this case, we will not know because this is just HLC. Okay, you have the high, you have the low, you have the closing. We have to have the opening, class, to know if there was a gain or loss the asset. So let's do this. So same thing here. Okay, let me make this 11 also so that we can compare. And then I'll make this OHLC. Open, high, low, close, bar chart also. We're subsetting November of 2020. Theme is white. If I run this, you can see now that this is now the difference between type OHLC and type HLC. Okay, take a look. There are two now here. The left side now, the highest, of course, easily determinable. The lowest, easily determinable. Then we have the left and the right side here. The left is your opening. The right is your closing. So if your left side is lower than your right side, then that means this is a gain. Price went up. If on the other hand here, the left side is higher than your right side, it means that your opening is higher than your closing. So the price went down. Okay, so that's how we plot using bar chart. Okay, you can also do that using candle. Let me share this with you. So I think we're almost on level with your classmates in the other sections. Okay, so let's take a look at this, class. Candle chart is the same. That's like just chart series without identifying the type. Okay, so just take this one, candle chart apple. We're subsetting December of 2020, white theme, and we're just plotting here HLC. Let's run this. And this is white theme. Okay, that's HLC class. On the other hand, for this one, it will be OHLC. Same thing, let's make this 11 for comparison. And then let's run this. This will be black, just like the default of chart series. Okay. All right. So this is, okay, take note. It's just like the bar chart, right? Okay. What did I run? Okay, I'm sorry, I ran the bar chart. It should be this one. It should be this one, candle chart class. Okay, this one. So this is just like the chart series we did a while ago. The green ones are those with opening, the closing higher than the opening. Okay, and then lastly, this one. Control C. And then, so it's almost time. Please allow me just a few more, just at least one more minute. So at least we were almost close, okay? Because with the other section, we reached up to technical analysis, but that's okay. We're really close enough, okay? So about this class, this is just the line chart. Okay, this one. Okay, there, the volume is below. Okay, you can also use the chart series type. The default is not always the candlestick. So here you can identify the line chart. Using chart series, you can plot a line. If I run this, and see that it's a line, and it's not the usual candlestick. Okay, you can also plot chart series with chart series using the bar, this one, and also you can, of course, the default is the candlestick. Okay, and then lastly, you can also do a subset, incorporate the subset in your code. Okay, Control C. This will be our last discussion. And I'm going also, class, to share the video of the other section para makita niyo yung last discussion namin. Okay? If you need to go, class, you may go. I just finished this. Just take me less than a minute. So in this case, class, type is equal to auto. When you say auto, what will that display? So this is from May 15, 2018 to May 30, 2018 also. If I run this, okay, the default is the auto. Okay, the type auto is equal to still the candlestick. Okay, and then here you can rechart. When you use the rechart function, it should be run together with the basis. If I run this class, so it will create a candle chart, and then if I run rechart, there will be an error because it does not understand what recharting is. When you say rechart, there has to be a predicate. The predicate is whatever is going to be recharted. Okay, so you have to run both. You have to run this both. If I run this both, okay, then you can now see what changed here. So it recharted, it made the major ticks as months, and then it only plotted the first 16 weeks. Subset first 16 weeks. There you go. Okay. So with that, class, I thank you so much for your patience. We're already as close as we covered